Hello, everyone. I'm excited to have you this evening. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're connecting from. Thank you for being on this show, Money Matters Live. We need to know how to make money, manage money, and multiply money so that we can have a peaceable life and enjoy a peaceful ending. You want to, at the time when you need these funds, at the time when you need to spend, at the time when you need to distribute these funds, you have more than enough to spend. And our money matters. What do we do? It's a movement that, talks about how we can, you know, put ourselves under financial discipline, financial literacy, and financial planning in order to multiply the funds that have been given to us. God has given us these giftings and talent, and He expects us to multiply them and not to leave them the same way. And if you remember the parable in the Bible where it says some were given five, some were given two, and the other servant was given one. And the other servant did nothing with his money and returned the money the same way the money was given to him. And whereas the other two, they had the two and the five doubled their money. So we expected to make, manage, and multiply money. And in Money Matters Life, we talk about savings, great culture to imbibe, to teach our children. But beyond just savings, you can leave the money in the bank. The money has to be put in different investment vehicles to make, multiply, and increase this money. So where there are different vehicles, and we talk about life insurance, health insurance, we talk about businesses you can do in the 21st century. And we'll talk about how you can get your product, your business, your solution to a problem, get it to the customers. Because a lot of times we have good gifts, we have good products. How do you get it to the people who need them? So, and you find out that the richest man, Elon Musk, the founder of Tesla, and is it Twitter, has a product. He's solving a problem. So find out what you're called to solve. Find out what your neighbor, your community, find out what is needed around you, and begin to find out find a solution to that problem so that you can become a business owner or a solution provider. And before we just bring in our guest, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Sandra Oko. I'm a Maxwell Leadership Certified Team Member. I'm a coach, speaker, and trainer. An IT sales expert of over 20 years. I can help you in your selling skills, negotiation skills. I'm also a member of the Toastmasters as the Vice President Public Relations. I try to put up stuff out in the social media for people to get abreast of what we do in the Toastmasters. And also, I'm a best-selling author. And just recently, I got gifted the Presidential Lifetime Award. I'm excited. I'm a happy person. I'm thankful. I'm grateful for life, seeing a new day. And now we have a special guest with us who is going to be taking us on financial discipline, what we need to do to put our books right, how we need to make this money. Money is meant to be a servant to us. We need to send our money on errand to work for us. So I'll be bringing Michelle Christian into the studio. She's going to introduce herself and take us into a deeper dive so that this year and the years to come, we will not slave for money, but money will work for us. Thank you. So excited to have you, ma'am.
Hi, Sandra. Thank you so much for the invite. I'm so excited to be here. And again, my name is Michelle Christian, proud owner of Mimi LLC, where we help people make business better. So we're financial experts and we deal with cash flow. If you need to know how to use your books, if you need to know how to bring your books current and up to date, or how to fix some issues that you have in your books, we help you with that. We also help with financial education as far as accounting processes, investing for business owners. So excited to be here and so excited to get into the conversation of what you should be doing as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, if you're a solopreneur, a multipreneur, or you're a large corporation, how you should be running those books at this time. So that's pretty much everything about me, and we can get into it.
Thank you so much. You can just go into it. Thank you.
Okay, awesome. So the first thing I always like to talk about with the beginning business part, we want to make sure that our finances are in order. We should always have three things in place when you start a business, which is a bookkeeper. And this person is going to be doing your entries on a consistent basis. Most people, when starting off, they may not have the capital to hire a sole bookkeeper just to do their books. There's many websites such as Mimi LLC that do that for you, where you can outsource that. The second person you need is an accountant, someone to go over the reporting, to make sure that those books are current, that what your bookkeeper is doing is accurate, and someone to do those tax returns at the end of every single year. So you want to have a bookkeeper, an accountant, and the last one, you want to have a CFO if you can hire them on board wherever your business is located. Why a CFO? You want someone who's looking at the numbers, who's looking at cash flow, looking at how you can expand the business. Because at the onset of the business, you should have created a business plan that showed what your financials would look in your first year, your second year, your third year, or even your fifth and fourth year. So we want to make sure that that CFO is watching your cash flow, is watching your investments, watching what loans you're taking out, watching how much money is going in and coming out. That CFO is looking at how you're using your revenue. Are you preparing for the following year as far as what you will need to have a productive year? And are you looking at different investment strategies? So these are the three different people that you should have at the onset of your business in order to be successful in that financial sector, to make sure that you're not only compliant. I feel like in the business world, as entrepreneurs, we base on compliancy more than everything, but we're not looking at the overall big picture. You're just as good as marketing. Marketing is also a big area that you also need someone in that area as an entrepreneur, because you need to get that money coming in. But your financials, you should always have someone who is backing you in that area, making sure that you're compliant, making sure that things are being done on time, and that you're having real-time numbers each and every single month. And lastly, someone who's looking towards the future and thinking about all the things we could do to bring money in various different ways outside of just clientele. So that was my quick share for today. I'm really excited about being here. Did you have anything you wanted to add to what I just shared, Sandra?
No, yes. So what you just said is so mind blowing. You spoke about having a bookkeeper, having an accountant, and having a CFO. And I know for startup companies, the funding are not in yet. How would they be able to engage these three people? You know, you're starting out in faith.
So starting out in faith, I do understand that from the startup phase, a lot of time people don't have all the funds coming to the table. Like I suggested, outsourcing. You can have a fractional CFO. It's very quite affordable if you sit down with a CFO and find out what are their prices, what it's going to look like. And remember, they're there to help bring more funds into your pocket, more investment ideas. They help you to find the money as well. And they look
Oh,
at cash flow. So that's one of the ways they actually pay for themselves, because when you have a CFO on board, they help you make the right financial decision in regards to your business, of how you're moving product, how cash is flowing, where other places that you can look for money, other type of loans that you can get. So that's one way to look at it. A bookkeeper, from the onset of a business, you should at least, the least out of everything that I've listed, you should have a bookkeeper on hand, because you want to make sure that everything that you're doing is in order. We want to do things in order in business. And then if you just have to start off yourself, there are many resources to learn how to do bookkeeping and how to keep those current records.
okay. So as an entrepreneur, you can also get a resource material that can help you to be able to keep your books.
That's correct.
Okay. So would you want to mention one or two or three of them? So if people have to go get such resource, they can use that to help themselves.
So there's QuickBooks. QuickBooks has a very resourceful website that lists different leadership packages where you can learn the basics about accounting, the basics about bookkeeping, and they actually have certificate programs that you can go through, or maybe if you have an administrative assistant and staff, that you can send them through this program and be able to learn the skills in order to keep the books. And there's a lot of free websites that you can keep your books on. We now have so much different software that help you and assist you with keeping your books. Wave, it automatically starts tracking your transactions as they come in. And after you have taught it what is supposed to be done, it automatically makes those updates for you. So it's not something that you have to consistently sit there and do. If you do it correctly from the onset, if you set it up correctly. And they also have very resourceful pages if you're just starting out, of that you can go through and learn the concepts of bookkeeping or simple accounting practices to keep your business up to date. So the accountant, even if you're not going to bring on a bookkeeper because you're going to do it yourself, you're a suffering entrepreneur, right? And you haven't reached that 10K threshold and you're doing it yourself, you should at least have an accountant who's going to assist you at year end with all the different things you need to do as far as getting your taxes in on time, tax planning for the following year, looking at your books to make sure that you categorize those things correctly. I have come across people who did their books themselves and then they discovered that they did it all wrong, that they may have had gas under something else that it didn't belong to. So those are things that you want to think about. You want to make sure that you have someone to go back and look at the things that you're doing and making sure that they're being done correctly. You want to be accountable for what you're doing as well as an entrepreneur. And, you know, in business, there's always going to be some type of cost. So
Yeah.
these costs should have been written in your business plan. When you started from the onset, these are costs that we want to have ingrained in our business plan.
Oh, that's true. And in doing so, then one can franchise, look for a franchise, like you said, for a CFO.
Say that one more time,
You
repeat that.
talk about if you are doing the other aspects yourself,
Mhm.
you need an accountant in order for you to turn in your taxes early, and you need a CFO who is also there to help you get the money out there.
Yes. So I would bring on a CFO when you've reached 10K or more and you want to grow. Your CFO is going to help you as far as looking at your cash flow. They're going to be looking at your financials. They're going to be helping you to track where that money is going and how we can, they're really advisory. They help you to move in the direction that you want to go. So if you're looking to expand, if you're looking to grow or start to do investments and different things like that from the business standpoint, you want to have a CFO backing you as far as what needs to be done and how we're going to be doing it. And they help you with planning and charting your way carefully. So I think having these things at the beginning help you as an entrepreneur from having unnecessary strife personally. It's my personal insight on it. From the beginning, if you put these things in place, it's just like they tell you, you need to have a lawyer at the concept on the onset of your business in case anything liable happens, that you have that backing. In the same way, you want to have a marketing team, because if you don't have business coming in, you're not making money.
Yeah.
You want to have all these things, all your ducks in order from the beginning of your business. And I know we tend to wing it a lot, entrepreneurs, and we start different franchises up or different preneur ideas that we have. But you want to do things in a specific order, and you want to make sure that you're accounting for them by planning from the beginning to have these different people inside of your plan in order to push and accelerate your business beyond just making the basic for that in. I don't know if you got that last part. I was saying usually people who make it really far is people who have these different areas in place already in their business. They've kind of set them up already from the beginning.
Yeah, that's a good one. But I want to find out,
Mhm.
beyond just helping you to check your income, the CFO, did they go into some kind of brainstorming session with you to find out how do we diversify, how do we expand, what do we do next to increase the money coming in? Do they go
Yeah,
into such?
CFOs do go into that. They're advisory. They help you with planning and outlook and where you want to go financially. So they help you to maximize whatever financial plan you have in place and make your money grow. They help to bring those funds in from a financial eye and tell you the different things that you can use. They actually help you by sharing tools as well that you can use to bring funds in as well. It's another aspect of it.
Yeah, because one of the reasons I'm asking these questions,
Mhm.
sometimes people don't understand what the CFO really does. And they just think it's just an extra bag of money, spending, expense. So I think when people are properly educated, they understand what these roles of having a lawyer, having a marketing team, and having an accounting team, which is one of the basic platform you must have in place before starting a business. People out there, entrepreneurs out there, would embrace it. They would rather, if they cannot do that of employing one of these people inside, they can also franchise it, just like you rightly said. And your company does that for a lot of these small companies coming up.
Yes, that is correct. And we love working with nonprofits. That seems to be the sector that we've been getting a lot of clientele in. So we love helping nonprofits find the money, pin the money down, and to bring funds in order to grow their organization
So
and help,
that means, okay, go ahead. I'm
you know,
sorry.
help to back great initiatives. What was your question?
Yes, I thought you're done. Then that means you do a lot of grant writing, grant searching.
So we have someone on staff that does grant writing at this time. Yes, we do have someone that.
Oh, rather than me thinking of doing that, I do that too, but a part time. So
Okay.
I'd rather want to go with companies like yours so that, sometimes you can do everything yourself. So you
Mhm.
have to look for those who have a specialty in what they do so they can help get funding out. And I have, okay, that's good. But do you have anyone who registers a non-for-profit?
Yes, we have someone that registers nonprofits and take you to the process of doing the 501(c)(3) process.
Oh, that's a great one. So that's a
Yeah.
great one. So that's one of the reasons I said, let me find out, because a lot of us and a lot of my friends there and a lot of entrepreneurs have what you call the non-for-profits. And they just have it registered and they've never done anything with the name. And so, it just occurred to me, some of them are giving out, from their purse, from their art and swords, giving out things to the less privileged. Like in December, you have a lot of non-for-profits giving out Christmas gifts. When it's back to school, they give out a lot of stuffs. And they want to continue to do this on a larger scale, but do not know how to go about it. What would be your advice for such non-for-profits?
If they already have their 501(c)(3) process, they should. This is an additional person outside of just getting someone to write grants for you on the outside. You also need someone who focuses on, it goes back to that CFO. Even if you don't call them a CFO in your company, you want to hire someone that focuses on bringing the funds in. Their daily task should be looking for grants and initiatives. The government gives away a lot of funds, but you have to be looking and you have to be searching. It should be a constant thing for your business, especially nonprofit organizations, to be looking for the funds that are out there in order to add to their initiatives. There are always grants out there to do things with kids. There's grants out there to help those with housing. There are grants. There's a major housing crisis here in Georgia, and there's always grants to help build up housing, but a lot of people don't go after them because they don't know that they're there and they're not searching for these things. So if you as the business owner or you as the nonprofit CEO, yes, you want to focus on business and making the plans and doing all the things. So you have to start to outsource the different tasks, the important things to someone else on the team who is going to help to magnify and add to you as the CEO. You as the CEO cannot do everything. So you
Sure.
want to have people on a team who focus on these specific things. Having someone who focus just on money, all they do all day long is think about how we're going to add more money to this organization, whether through grants, whether through loans, or whether through initiatives. And that
Awesome.
would be the advice that I would give to them.
Yeah, that's a great one. And what this does to each and every one of us as entrepreneurs, that we're able to focus on the bigger picture. We're able to focus on why we started the business. So that
Yeah,
other things that need not to bother us are being franchised to others so that we are able to focus. And a lot of times, what brings about impact is when you have a great level of focus and attention. There is the growth of passion, and you can start taking actions. You can start bringing in more effect on the business. But because we are here and there, we do everything. We are the lawyers, we are the marketing team, we are the accountants, we are the CFOs, we are the grant writers. We are up and about. We are not focused.
nope.
So rather than getting a large output and a large result, we're actually just crawling. So, and this is out, this is just a message to every entrepreneur. You have to streamline what you do. You can do everything. You can be the alpha and the omega in the business. And people don't want to do business with people who are the CFO, the accountant, the bookkeepers, the lawyers. They want to do business. They want to see that you have structures.
And a team.
They want to see that if you leave, the business still leaves after you. So they want to see that you have a structure, you have a team that they can go to once you're not available. And you do not want to be the life of a business such that when you are not there, business is closed. You want
Yeah.
your shop to be open 24 by 7 such that people can reach out to you, people can do business with your team. So as an entrepreneur, you have to start on a great, you have to have a great start. You have to have those areas streamlined and well spelled out. If you know you don't have the funds to get the people inside, then you might have to start looking out for cheaper resource to help you take off the stress off you so you can focus on the bigger picture. You want to say something, ma'am?
Oh, no, not at this time.
Okay, then. So I'm just saying that, recapping on all you said, so that as entrepreneurs and people who are about starting business, the fear of how do I go about it? How can I do this? Like you rightly said, there are resources out there to help entrepreneurs. We have the QuickBooks, we have free websites that can help you keep your books up to date. And that for the CFO, you might want to franchise to somebody else like your company, Mimi LLC. And for grant writing, you need funds to grow your business. And so you're looking for loans, you're looking for grants, you have a lot of things. And depending on what you're doing, like you rightly said, this money are free money. They're out there. The government is looking for who to give them to, who people who would put them to good use. And they have grants for kids to help kids come together. So many things we can do together. I think to me, this is just a mind blowing session. Before we call it a day, I would like you to just explain furthermore how this will impact the bottom line of the business once things are done appropriately.
So the bottom line, yes. So once things are done correctly and you're focusing, once the business has been set up correctly and everyone is in place, and you have those numbers in place, you as the CEO can focus on bringing more business in, and your bottom line is going to grow. There is no reason why your bottom line should not grow if you're doing all the different things that you need to do within the business as the business owner, making sure that production is always on the way. Your marketing team is going out there and they're putting out the different marketing initiatives to bring the customers in. And you have someone who is watching the money, making sure that the bills and the expenses are paid, that your employees are being paid, that your taxes are being paid. And then you have that bottom line. That bottom line is for you to either reinvest into the business or invest in some type of financial vehicle in order to expand the business. And that's where you would sit with that CFO and decide, what are we going to do with the bottom line?
That's awesome. Great, 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 great. And I also want to talk about the selling aspects. One reason why we don't bring in enough money because I have been skilled, selling and have put my hands in diverse business. So I can tell you that if you don't have a sales team, someone who can take your products take a testimonial of what you're doing in the market out there, people would not know you. I can be in United States of America, Maryland, and all my customers are just people living in my circle, in my community. So how do I get into the whole of Maryland as a state? How do I get into all the states? Texas, Georgia, how do I get it there? So you need some form of team who are able to take what you do with testimonials from previous customers out there. People buy things based on referral. Sometimes I might not have used a product or a lipstick, but because Michelle tells me, oh, that this is a great lipstick, I've used it for 10 years and it's helped me done this, I would buy based on the testimonial I'm hearing from BB. So you want to get your customers there, maybe give them a perk and say, okay, for every business you bring to me, I'll give you a certain percentage. They are your marketing team. I understand sometimes you might not be able to, you don't have the funds yet to employ or get in a salesperson or a marketer. Then you can reach out to people who are out there in the field. It's okay, things like affiliate marketing. To say for every business you bring for me, I'm going to give you 40%. For the affiliate marketers, they want a large chunk of the money for them to do it. And what you should care about is how often these businesses are coming in to your business, because it's going to increase and impact your bottom line. So at the same time, you want to reach out to different people to help get your product out there in the market space. For really, there's actually no rich man who doesn't have a product or a solution or something he's doing right now to make money. We can't fold our hands and just keep praying and asking God to give us money. Money is not spent in heaven. Money is not used in heaven. But God will give you ideas, give you opportunity. How prepared are you to embrace this opportunity? We have people out there who see opportunity every day. But guess what? They are missing it. They are passing over opportunity over and over again because they're not prepared. So once you're prepared as a person and you meet opportunity, you do not only see the opportunity, but you seize the opportunity. You make good use of the opportunity. You take the opportunity, even if you don't have the skill set to doing that business. You can go learn the skill because out there on YouTube, there's several people training people. There is really nothing you want to learn or know about in this world that you cannot get out there in the market or on YouTube there to learn. So many of the things my husband does, he goes on YouTube to learn them. So like in this side of the country, it's a capitalist environment. You have to learn to do things on your own. So you can't wait to call the plumber to come. You call the electrician to come. You sometimes have to try and do some of these things yourself to cut the costs that you're spending on your expense, to reduce it to the barest minimum. You want to make sure that the cash flow that comes in far outweighs what you spend. Once your expense is more than your cash flow, you're in trouble. That means that business cannot sustain itself.
It's correct.
So I think I'm done with that. And before we call it a day, maybe you want to say something as a business expert, financial expert. What would be your last statement or your parting words before we call it a day?
Well, first, I just want to say thank you again, Sandra. It's been awesome having this conversation with you. And I want to encourage entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, multipreneurs, or nonprofit organizations, be encouraged, get the education, and find a way to make it happen. Keep pushing and knowing that everything that we're doing is for a purpose and it's for a time, and it's beyond just what you're seeing. There's going to be a long-lasting effect that you're going to see at the end of the road as you exit your industry. So I want to tell you thank you again for having me here. To find out more information about me and what I do, you can follow me on Facebook, Instagram at mimiellc.co, or you can check out my website, www.mimiellc.co. Thank you again.
Thank you so much.
You're
Like you
welcome.
rightly said, as leaders, we are lifelong learners. We keep learning. We keep learning. You only stop learning when you're no longer living. So whatever you need to learn, whatever seems, not clear to you, you can always go back to people who are skilled up there. And that's why sometimes in business, we need mentors, people who have been successful in the line of business we are doing. We can learn from them, help them, meet them as, mentor to mentee. They're able to teach you. There's always so much to also learn from the mentees. Mentors, a lot of mentors I've met said there is a lot to learn from mentee. There's a mutual relationship when you learn from a mentor and a mentor is pouring into you. The mentor too is also picking up one or two skills from you. So let's all go out there to learn to manage, multiply, and make more money. Thank you so much, Mimi, do have a blessed and a lovely evening. Bye.
Bye.
Are you thinking of how to publish your book on Amazon or how to get your published book to become an Amazon bestseller book? Dip Insight Books is the perfect in-between solution in transforming your ideas into a book. We can help you with all the complicated parts of publishing, such as process TO transformation. What we do: full manuscript evaluation, receive quality assurance edit, full copy edit and final proofread to remove spelling and grammar mistakes, oversee your cover design, create your interior layout, publish and distribute your book, lock down your marketing strategy. Ghostwriting, where there is no manuscript. Our goal is to help you publish your book promptly. Contact us today at 404-740-9091. Email us at info@dipinsightworld.com. To start the submission process, check us out at www.books.dipinsightworld.com and submit your details. You can visit our Facebook page at Dip Insight World.
If you've made it this far into this video, thank you for watching. And don't forget to subscribe so you can support your girl. Thank you.